What is going on, guys? We are back, and today we're going to be playing some Stanley Parable. I got the DLC version of it just this past Friday for Black Friday, and yeah, I've played a little bit of the game, but it's been probably 2 or 3 years, I would say, since I've played it. So there's going to be a lot that I don't remember, or I'm sure there's going to be a lot of time where we can kill trying to get the special endings or whatever else we want to go through. Yeah, we're gonna start playing. I definitely don't think I'm gonna try to...
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Back off. Let me know if the volume is too loud.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made
Where's the rest of the office?
For this job. And Stanley was happy.
Where is
And
the
then
rest of
one
my
day,
office?
something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
How dare
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, how long are we gonna wait here? He already told us to walk out of the office, and I don't think we're gonna do that. Okay, I'm too impatient. Whoa, I'm gonna have to turn that down just a little bit. That's audio. Really? Oh, okay, here we go. Camera sensitivity. Try 3. Bring that up to 90. Let me in the room!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who farted? I want the who farted mug. Tip tap tip 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 type. Computer. Beep. Number 1 dad. Can we zoom in at all? We can't zoom in at all. I don't know how to zoom. Press the right keys.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no.
Is there a...
I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
Right.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Did I surpass it already, or... Okay, no. This is where my cookie clicker expertise comes in.
I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost.
100?
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Where's that? Wait, no, he told me to do that, so I keep clicking this one, right? Click. I don't think it's working. 420. Oh no. 421? You say 421, right? 417. That's going the wrong way. 426. It was 420 something, I think. Not that one. That was more than 20. And not that one. I feel like my audio is a little bit higher on the game than it is my voice. 417? I thought it was 427. I'm gonna see if I can get to any more 420 doors before I move on. That was not it. It's not that door. That door's not numbered, unless that's the trick. No. Okay. 420. Not that one either. Ah. Beep. Beep. Okay, so those computers were lit up. Are there any more computers back here lit up? Facts. It is a bit weird that when I'm clicking on nothing, it's a computer click. Makes me think I'm still at my desk. Door number 17? Not that one either. Okay, alright. Hey! Hey, there's a computer in there. Let me turn it off. Okay, so 417, let's see if it was this one.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
You're right. Okay, 437. It's back here. Yep.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. Look, man, I don't know about this. I already told him I wasn't going to be doing what he told me to do. Don't close.
Now, back to door number 437.
Spilled coffee. What does that one say? L. Yeah. I hate Mondays. 437. 437.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Okay. All right. I'm digging it. We're getting somewhere.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
419.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
All right. We're moving. I like the way he's talking to me.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Honestly, I don't know if I like what I'm doing now. I feel like this is something for him and not for me. He's getting way too into this.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
Is he close?
Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Like, a couple more. Alright, on with the game. Apparently that doesn't do anything with me, and I didn't even get an achievement. You guys didn't hear it pop. I didn't. Nothing happened. That man's a liar. Open this door. Oh. But I went back there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes. The original choice. The right door.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Let me turn you off. Let me in.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood
I don't know
here,
what it says.
drinking it all in.
Drinking it all in. Give me some soda. Or not.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Okay, yeah, that's what the other one
Room
said.
so
was
utterly
fuel.
captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth
Get
it.
on the table. Let me on. Yes, I'm on the. Oh. Let me on the table again.
At this
Here we
point,
go at the corner.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's
Yeah,
possible that this is why everyone left.
I'm not the reason why everyone left. It was probably you, dude. You're freaking everybody out. Watch this.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
No, I'm not thinking that, dude. I'm climbing the couch. Alright. No, I'm cool with sitting here for a second. What are you else gonna say? Can I climb you? Do I do everything at a corner and I can get up on it, maybe? No. Has to be shorter things than this. Wait. No. Okay. Guys, I don't think he's talking anymore. I'm gonna give in. We're giving in.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and
did.
took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
You're funny. Told you I'm not listening to you today, sir.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he
short
wasn't
are
fired
we?
years ago.
If this is our, like, head view, how short are we? That's like chin level on the top of that drafting table, and like, they're not that tall. Man, that's just, the lower end is the normal size of a normal desk. That's just another, like, foot. Am I like 4.5 feet tall? Yeah, this isn't a normal desk here. This thing is at least 2/3 my height. Escape route. Alright, so what we do is go around here. Wait a minute. Can we somehow hop onto these boxes? No? What about you, chair? What about you, chair? Dude, I believe it. If we could... First try, boys? What's happening? Oh. Oh, that was me. That's a very a detailed drawing. Okay. Help, help. The striped shirt savage is tearing off my arm. Ow. Beware the referee of pain.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path
They'll just say narrator dialogue.
So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun so far off the beaten path
Okay, I'll
that
stop
it
it.
seemed the office had begun so. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet
hope
each
not.
and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
What the fuck is his problem?
Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
We are back. Okay, so assuming
All of
that's
his
that
co-workers
ending.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away
so
for
it
such
truly
little effort.
restarts
A measly
every time?
5 clicks.
I'm not
Now,
doing that
suppose
again.
You were to click the door
I will
20
not be
times.
getting the
I
narrator
would say
off
that's the kind of
by
effort that warrants
clicking on
recognition.
doors for him. That was a mean trick. Input received. Okay, that wasn't there like that before.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't think we're going through the door on the left.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
It
and
wasn't.
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I did.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to
don't.
admire it. Wow. Yes,
I have an
this
idea.
room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Bro, quit being mean.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
How do I get
I'm
on
not
there?
your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but
Aha.
the fact is that the story
Well.
has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
Yes.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
You think that drop will kill
Give
me
a
next time?
chance.
Maybe. Dang it. This door. This door.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yes, this one.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Did I?
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures.
One,
Is this what you had wanted?
two.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I
Two
put a
more
lot of time
entrances
into
to
that?
this room.
Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
That'd be pretty cool.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I like the orange. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I really want to give it a 4.5, but I'm not giving it a 5.
Okay,
we'll
so
give
we're
it a 4.
getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this.
Maybe
This
even a
whole third door
4.3.
thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Yes. I don't know these people. Show me. Show me, show me, show me, show me, show me. That's not me. That's not me. I haven't been playing that long. Did you know that 21.3% of players skip the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. Okay, bro. This is just mean. I'm going back through here again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
I'd say about a 3.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Black Ops 13.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game.
Or do
all
I
about
win?
the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Yes. My experience.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try.
Experience.
I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Oh, he just despawned
hey,
this
since my
stuff.
game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to
Okay.
ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Call of Duty Black Ops 13.
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Hey, this is that
Fascinating.
Firewatch game, huh?
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose.
Creep tower.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more.
Texture
Come,
issue.
let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Okay. This is not the way I'm supposed to go, and I know that. See? I've played a little bit of the actual game, I think.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
What if I go this way?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
Oh, that's not cool.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
No.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Oh. Where's the exit?
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Let me out of here. Hey, Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just
Rocket
a
League.
nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, I can move faster now. Ah!
Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh. Hello? Okay. Well, these aren't doors. Oh god, I'm in the back rooms! Not again! Where's Bandith? Ding 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 ding. That's the noise it should have made, but it didn't. Let me turn off. Hey. Interesting. Kind of freaked out. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
What? The end is near, the end is near, the end is near, the end is near.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Beep.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Beep. 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 Maybe I just have to find that one each time now.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Now we're gonna try
Perhaps
to jump
he wanted
down
to stop by the employee
floor.
lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
But we'll probably have to go through there as well.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Well, we actually
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
At least 2 more times. Because we have to go across on the platform.
When Stanley came to a
all
set
the
of
way.
2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you.
I know these 2 sections, that door and that door, are things that I have not encountered yet. I think I did follow this across when I've played before.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for... This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Oh.
She's been waiting.
Oh. Geronimo!
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. Oh, no, you can't...
Oh.
Did you just unplug the phone?
I didn't think you would let me.
That wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
I don't know.
You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
What?
How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Oh no.
I can't believe I was so
He's looking
mistaken.
through my camera.
This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
We can watch a video.
It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice.
Hi, Rupert.
He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people.
Oh,
Or
I
he
don't
could
want
spend
no
years
cricket
of hard
burger.
work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Do we hang out here? Oh, climb the forklift. Wait. Okay. Come on. No! No! I was making progress. I don't think I can get anywhere further from here. Can I get up on this one? No. Alright, alright. Where do you want me now? Wait. I just close that door? Okay. Open this one. Nope. Well, why not? Oh. I'm back here again.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
What's this up? What's it? Oh, even all the way around too. $5,000 penalty. Can we still do it? In a way? I don't see there being a way unless I can get up on this chair. It's not really one to push me up. It's too tall, I think. Yes. Walk across the wall. Making us go
Almost
all the way
there.
back.
You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Ain't no
When
way the
Stanley
narrator
came
had
to
to
a
show
set of
you a
2
video
open
because he was
doors,
so sick
he
of it.
entered the door on his left.
Stanley decided to completely ignore his instructions and began climbing forklifts for seemingly no reason. Stanley became amused by the door and could not stop opening and closing it. Bro, the narrator had to baby-proof his game. Yeah, sorry I just saw your messages.
Why did you do that?
But,
quickly, hurry back in the other direction.
Ew.
Perhaps we're not too late.
Look, now I'm climbing. Oh, let me up. Let me up. Let me up. My head's through the ceiling. I actually broke the game. Look at this. How you doing? Appreciate you stopping in for the stream. I'm doing a somewhat blind playthrough of this game. I haven't done much with it before. I have played it, but it's been quite a while, so a lot of this is new to me, and I've only really been taking the one path. So this is all definitely new to me. All the distorted features, assets. I like that painting. He's not going to shut the door, so I can just go back in here. That's not going to change anything. Never really seen playthroughs of this. I've watched a couple, but again, I think, you know, the game was a lot more popular years ago, so I think, much like other people, I've watched Markiplier play a little bit of it, but I've never seen, like, a full, complete playthrough, so I'm sure there's a lot of endings I'll be able to find that I have no idea about. I'd say probably 5 to 10% of the game is what I've actually seen people play. Alright, so we finally went through the left door like he's wanted us to.
Oh, it's ruined.
Yes, we broke
can't
the
believe
game.
After everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now.
Jeez.
And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Hire someone to synergize papers. Oh, no! Why? Aha, we're too strong. I've beaten you.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
I'm okay with that.
What, did you think that would be funny?
Yes.
You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
No.
He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Well, I live to
thought
break
hadn't
games,
even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Fine, no more story for you.
Oh, my story.
Something tells me this
If
man
you'd just gone through
would
the
do
door on the
anything
left, you would
to
have seen
continue
it. There was a
talking.
whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
What?
It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, about that.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Oh, it cut us right there,
Behave
too.
exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
He didn't even say anything this time. He is getting angry. I'd rather him be angry than what he was making me do earlier. It sounded like I was...
No!
Oh,
Why did you do that?
I ran too
Quickly,
quickly, that's
hurry
why it
back.
didn't go through.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
I feel like
I'm
I
quite
have to
sure
go
you'll be up
one
to the
more
task.
time to know
Just
that
follow
this
my
is
lead and
a
you'll be
loop.
fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did
So
you do
went too
that?
fast again.
Quickly, hurry back.
Okay, that's the loop.
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
We'll go
That
through the
means
left
choosing
door.
responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
He pushed me. Let me out of here. Ha. No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Oh,
Stanley
these are
decided
the-
to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Why is that blurred out? Please keep the targets on the topic of... Okay. This is what I was trying to read before we got the game shut down before. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire someone to fire the paper guy. The paper synergizing guy. And then we got get Chris out of the broom closet. Standardized graphs, 40x wide, not cost efficient. Push for funding for RD of a new coffee machine. Graphs about things plus money. We have our new product. We do graphs. Get my man out of the broom closet. We have to. And, I'm trying every door that we come across, so maybe we run across a Chris. Oh, no, it's right here! Get him out of there! Maybe you have to click this door a lot like we did the last ones. Okay, I don't think that's gonna work. Okay. Fine.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Can we hop the... Can we hop the handrail? Hop the handrail? There's no open doors, but we could open them, maybe. We can't hop it. This is my boss's office? Is that what he said? Can we get on the desk? I want to read that book. want to read that book. Let me read that book. Chris is a heavy sleeper. Sleeping is fine. I think he's trapped in there though. It's like get him out of there. The beige pages. Oh, it's like the yellow pages, but it's beige. I'm not going in there yet. You guys see that too, right? This door opens because I see things behind it. Okay, I think I have to stop trying that. That doesn't work.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
Well, I mean,
and beyond all probability,
that
he knew the
kind of
passcode.
like
He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
Okay.
He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. Oh.
Stanley spoke the code.
Yes.
Night Shark 115.
Did.
He spoke it into the receiver.
Yes.
Right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
No.
You didn't mishear me, did you?
No, I did not.
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Did I? The game is fucking with me. There's no mic. Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
I don't like this, man.
If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
I am the most expensive boss.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley?
What's
Hello?
happening?
Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please.
Whoa.
I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
Oh.
Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
So this was okay. This is an actual ending.
Stanley, this is important.
The other ones have had me just full looping. So this is maybe a full, like a true ending to one of the endings. I don't know.
I need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
Maybe Stanley has bad memory.
Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct.
I don't like the he's in another room effect. I hate it.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide.
Sorry,
what's
Leroy.
the right thing to do. Take
Who's
as
Leroy?
much time as you need.
Jeez. Ah. Okay. So that's one ending down.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Beep. Beep. Oh, beep beep. Let me in a different door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
so
he entered the door on his left.
we still have to go through here.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished...
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I could go back to that one as well.
These chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I didn't like the way
eager to get back
that.
to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Do the phone first. The phone is all the way through.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Whatever this thing's called.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that
all the way
investing
across,
your trust
and then
in someone else
I just randomly unplugged the phone.
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside.
What's going on, Zan?
To let her back into your life.
Stopping by, man.
She's been waiting.
Playing some Stanley Parable. Have you tried jumping down onto the railway under you? If you're talking about oh, it's not gonna let me back. Oh, it is gonna let me back. If you're talking about this pathway, yeah, I did hop down there and I went through that door. So I went through that ending. And then I also was able to go around that section where the boxes are, all the way on the other side, and drop down and go through that vent there, which was a really surprising one to me. I'm surprised I was able to drop on those boxes and get over there. So I did those two, but they just led me back to, like, there was no ending credits or anything like that. It just put me back into the starting room and restarted. So that's why I think what I did before was the ending of this path, because it actually did the credits and everything. So we go here, and now we're in the phone room.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly play...
Hello? Having a good night, Zan? Did you run some stream, or
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
He wasn't lying.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Dude,
sorry,
you.
but you're in my story now.
Oh, I don't like your voice. Hey. Okay. Click. It's still really unnerving. Like, it sounds... It makes me feel like I'm still sleeping at my desk, because I'm just... When you don't click on something, you're typing. Hello? Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I'm not dead. Good morning, employee 427. Oh, 427. He said that. That's why I thought that in the beginning, because that's my number. Liston is the one who said that he was telling me to try to open 417. That's why I got those two mixed up. Press B on my keyboard. F. I did some meditation music. Nice, dude. I hope your stream went well. I appreciate you stopping by on mine.
He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Please press I. F. I.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Dude, you're being really mean.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Appreciate you stopping by, Clone. Yeah.
Terribly.
Thanks, man. You have a good rest of your night. But yeah, it's there's a lot of different paths that you can take for all the choices in the game. So like you can, they say go through the right door, go through the left door. They say go through the right door again, you go through the left door. It's actually swaps in the story. You go through the right instead of the left when he says left. But the game is pretty much just going through loops and loops over and over again, just to hear more narration and basically, in my experience, not listen to him whatsoever. But at this point, we have nothing else we can do.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Phew.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end,
put all over
that
the
he might
floor?
always feel this free.
Woman!
Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Yeah. To tell my wife I love her.
But there is no answer.
No,
How could there
my
possibly
wife.
be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
I hate Mondays.
The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real
Trying to
one.
back me in the corner. I gotta go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I gotta
You
do
see?
it.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
God.
How can I get him to see what I see?
It's the first
How
room.
can
Get
I
me out
make
of
him
here.
look at himself?
What if I just wait? I can't wait.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
What?
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Dude. Don't tell me to do that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Beep beep. Beep.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh no, boys. There's another sub-path. We're sub-pathing.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
He says left. We says, I suppose left.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, it's to the right. My mistake.
He says right.
No,
okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
He says this one?
It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a minute, please?
No.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Well, what if I want to go this way, Noggin? Or this way? Or that way? Can I get out of here? Climb on the generator.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
No.
Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I
104
kidding?
has been fired?
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely
601
unusable.
has been fired.
How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
No.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Beep.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Beep. Beep. Beep.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No.
Did you move the story somewhere or...
No.
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Exactly.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
Hotel water packets.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Chat. Which door? We got left, middle left, middle right, right, far right. What says chat? Wait, but if we go far right. See, I was thinking far right only. I only don't want to go middle left.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No,
well,
don't do that.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting
so,
over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
So left was the original
let's give it a
go-through
shot.
door.
Why not?
No. Damn it! Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
Do
had
we have to
simply
go
missed
through
a
that
memo.
sub-loop again to get to that point so we can go through a door on time? Beep.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Okay, well,
I might be
I guess
remembering
not.
this
Maybe.
wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. All the way there. There's an open door there. Let me through this door.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
I'm
No,
just
wait,
going around in
never
circles.
mind.
Yeah.
Not the story.
It's a square.
Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Pretty sure we already did that. Yeah, where am I now? Ooh.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? Yeah, I don't think so.
No, it is.
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
Let me stay here.
Is that correct? Do you
I like
remember,
it.
Stanley?
Feels
Well, do you know what?
warm.
Since I've completely
It's like it's
forgotten what
winter
we were
outside and
supposed to
it's
be
warm
doing,
in here.
how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No,
What?
I don't feel right about this at all.
I do.
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
All right, man.
Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
The Stanley Parable Adventure line.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Oh? Look, we have a new path. Beep beep. Oh, but. Oh, but. Oh. But it's a new path, but. Then this means I'm differing from the truth. No.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Okay, so is he not actually... Okay. So I exhausted this. At least I don't have to go through all that again to get to this point. I'm on top of the boxes now.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
George. Why? Turn that shit off. I'm trying to get through this. Stop. This is so loud. Protected. This music won't stop. Oh man. Let's go backwards. Bro, what is happening?
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Thank you. Oh. I apologize. I didn't want to rebalance my audio and I was trying to get out of there as quickly as possible, but like, whoa. This one?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Okay.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, so it's got a gap, a large gap in the middle leaf there, and a smaller gap there. From this side, it's got those kind of leaves. From this side, it looks like weeds. And if you look at it downwards from this side, it looks like that. Now I'm gonna ask one of you to clip it. Clip it, clip it, clip it. I'm just kidding. I can remember. Maybe. How far back can I go? If I can go back in here and look at this trippy stuff. Oh, it's not doing it anymore. Okay. Alright.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. No.
Kind of?
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Yeah, so we went through there, came through here. That's back to the beginning. This is a door that we've never been through. Ah, the monitor room again.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
But we followed the directions. Here it is. Beep, beep, beep.
You know what, Stanley?
What?
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
Nothing.
We're intelligent people, right?
Yeah,
Why can't we
437.
make up our own story?
437.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Yes! See, I'm not listening to him. This was my idea.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
It
Just
is.
me and Stanley forging a new path, a new
No,
story.
it's,
Well, it could be
it's
anything.
me and you.
What do you want our story to be?
Not you and
Go
me.
wild. Use your imagination.
I'm
Whatever
going
it
around
might
in
be,
circles.
Stanley.
Oh, or not.
I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
Adventure line.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
No, I'm acknowledging it. It's cool. Somebody spent a lot of time baiting this. Hey, here it goes.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door
So he doesn't
that
care.
leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I think we both know what I'm going to choose. Come on, man. Let me go through the left door. Come on. Alright.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Simply
That's
black
really how
screen,
it
wander
always
in the
goes?
blackness, find a bookstore, get
It's
bored
all
and leave, narrator restart the
determined?
game.
So now,
find the line
according to
again,
the
begin
schedule,
filing
I
line,
restart
find an
again.
identical
Then what?
replica office
Am I
as
just
begins
supposed to
deteriorate.
forget? Well, what
Attempt
if
to
I
make
don't
up
want
a
to
story
forget?
here, narrator
My mind goes
restarts the game.
blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me?
Okay,
Why
so
don't I
narrator
get to
forgets
decide?
about previous restarts.
Why don't I
Attempts
get a
to play
say
the
in
story,
all of
but is
this?
prevented,
Is it
unable
really?
to go anywhere or do anything. Game
No, it
restarts
can't
on
be.
its own.
I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break
they
the
would have both
cycle?
led here.
The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, in the meantime, if you do...
Alright, so this is where I, oh, I'm trying to, oh. Is that not true ending where I had to remember that stuff? Because I'm trying to play the game, but it's not preventing me from playing the game.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Oh, it is raining. Beep. Hey, an open door. I already went through that door, though. Beep, beep.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Pretty heavy rain. Right door.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to himself. What a room, what a room, what a room. This is what Stanley thought.
Oh, the time is moving.
What a room. What a room, what a room. What a room.
See if the minute arm actually moves too.
What a room.
We'll wait. How you guys doing? You enjoy the stream? Hope you are.
Yes. Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I don't think it moved. I don't think the minute arm moved.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. So he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I don't think there were any decisions I did through here that I could continue doing. Or that I would have had a choice otherwise from what I did.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Are you sure?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Am I Chris now? Yo, shout out to another clone. I'm Chris.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
That's what you think.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends
I don't talk like that. I don't talk like that at all. Not one bit.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What the fuck, dude?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I'm not gonna do that. Oh, have I exhausted the dialogue now? How long do I wait to decide whether or not I go?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Alright, now I think we've actually exhausted it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Downstairs. Ooh, we can go inside of the button. Now everything is super red. Oh, it's the same red. It's not any different red. It's the same red.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Car.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And
that's
at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh, cool.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Exactly.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh,
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah. That checks out. But, excuse me, what? What?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
At this point, I can't tell if we're on a normal walkthrough or what's changed. Beep. Okay, that says new content. But is that like DLC content?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door, and this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I think now
Perhaps
our
he
last
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was
going
okay.
through. It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
Take a
first
left
open door
and
on
then go
his left.
straight ahead, like he said.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Executive bathroom. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes, if the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Extreme bathrooms. And I'm the terrible mirror, Mr. Boss. Nope. Oh. Business strategy? What the hell? You can't do that. Oh man. There's gonna be more paths. How many right side paths are they? Oh, that would have just kept going. What? What's this say? I am the most expensive boss. Oh, we already saw that one earlier. Hold on. Is it just gonna do that? Does this look different? I can't tell if these walls were this color when I came in here last. Okay, well at least that's not a separate path. That's just very nice elevator music.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh, it's lighting up there.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Dang it. I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
2845.
Okay.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Can't do anything more on it. Dang it. Have you been here before? I've seen this thing. It's the only generator in the entire factory. Office? Office. Oh. Oh? I've just found a dark corner. That's it. I don't know if it's supposed to lead me somewhere. No, I don't think so. Oh, I pressed up, not down. It only let me press one button.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out. Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Alright, bro. You don't have to be mean about it.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this? Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
No. I'm going back up.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me. Oh my God, it's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
I like that little guy.
All right.
Okay.
I have fully come to terms with it.
Cool.
I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
All right. We're gonna go back down.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Did we exhaust the dialogue? Alright, we must have exhausted the dialogue. He didn't say a word about it this time. Wait.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold
Wait,
on, let's stop
what was
for a
that?
moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different.
We've seen
it's
two
not
new
like
areas
anything
going up
else
this
out there.
time.
You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh good, we're here.
Ooh, red carpet.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference
can't go
should be
there now.
just around the corner here somewhere.
World's healthiest human being, all tricks revealed. How we did it, the pyramids. And live, the guy who went to Mars. Oh, that's him. Oh, it's all eyes on Stanley, live on stage. Yes. Yes. Finally, people appreciate me. An evening with world peace baby.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this
Stanley
door.
Parables, Stanley tonight, live on stage. The world's first sentient machine. Yo, that looks like the arm that scoops up all that oil. Well, that did scoop up all the oil. I think it's like dead now. Storyteller. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great.
All right, are
Stage,
you ready?
welcome, Stanley.
I've told them you're going to
Stanley
speak a
Ryder.
little bit about the nature
Almonds,
of surprise
chair,
in
gum,
storytelling
table, nut
and what it
lower.
means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself
An
and
audience with
speak
the
from the
dude who
heart.
came up with
I'm
pizza.
really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you.
The Lord.
Go get 'em.
A meet and greet. Oh no. 427, that's me. Up again, down again. The Stanley story. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from, your coworkers. Story, Stanley and Dad, age 6. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You're too cool. Good luck on stage. Break a leg, champ. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get 'em, Tiger. I love the way you ride the elevator. Break a leg, champ. And then Stanley, my true love for you. Yours. I can't read that. I can't read it. I can't read. I've never read one thing in my life. Whoa. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, yes. Thank you. No. It was a dream. Wait, he hasn't spoken yet. Wait.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Does that mean I should have stopped that? Beep. Biddly beep. Biddly beep. Beep beep. New content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I am doing this.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Doing that as well.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Down we go for reals. That's where we go through.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Another two-way path. I'm gonna take this one.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I do. I do.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
225. Oh, 227. That's the one I am. 227 right there. Is it gonna show me looking in here? No, it shows my desk room.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Is that what I'm gonna do? There's a 5 here. Is this a button? Okay. 3. 1. Wait, what? 2. 1. Okay, so. What? Three? What? I can't go up there to get to that button? What's going on? Let me up there, please. What's going on? I can't figure this out. Does that mean it was a good press? I don't think I have anything to, like, at this point I don't think I'm doing anything in the right order. Maybe I have to go into this other room first?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Turn it on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
I did.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
2.
More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway.
All the TVs
I'll tell
can
you
say
exactly
too.
what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
I hit 4 already.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah, I'm hitting the buttons.
Or
I
did
was
you
saying,
just
bro.
assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Okay.
These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to
I don't know what to do anymore.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Jeez, dude. And we are back in the office again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So we have one more path, I believe, which is going to be the escape path. Maybe one more. We're gonna
When
see
Stanley
about
came to a
that.
set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. it was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Left.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I did do all this.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Nope.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I hate when he makes me listen to music. I have no choice.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Why do all these end up in me dying violently?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture.
Get me out of the
He
bucket.
doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
No, let me over there.
And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Goodbye.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
How far back can I keep going? That's as far back as it lets me go. Can I go over to the left? This is as far left as I can go. Oh! What's... Oh! I went underneath it. I thought it, like, I fell or something. That's a very bad effect. I don't like that. Okay.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ah. Corridor. First choice, 2 doors. Set of 2 open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction the room posed. Exactly. Ooh, a desk. Ooh, the office doors. Ooh, filing cabinets. Office computers. I never saw one playing that. Button sounds. Never heard those. We get credits. The office. Maintenance room. Stuff we've seen. Whoa, we didn't see that. What's going on there? We want money. Should I be exploring this area? Well, whoa. I can't read that fast. Oh, it's narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to do the email, to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these for the promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. I feel like at a certain point I'm going to end up seeing some spoilers in here. Yeah, I was never here. Apartment timer? Ah. I feel like I shouldn't be reading this stuff. Okay, I think we go through the exit, because, yeah, I don't think we're supposed to be here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh.
But listen to me.
Oh,
You
no.
can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
The true ending is death. So...
How wonderful. Stanley was
we would have to go
alone.
back through all
Finally.
that again.
This is great, he thought to himself. This is what
I
I
want to
wanted
finish
all along.
off the
I got what I
right-hand
wanted.
sides.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yung.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad.
Oh,
Stanley
it's just
pushes some
opening it.
buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
That's pretty funny that it finally skipped that section. I was just thinking, I'm like, is it quicker to let him go through the dialogue and then put the code in, or is it going to be quicker to just put the code in and wait for the music to play? Well, now I think about it, Joe, this lap
Stanley
shouldn't take
walked straight
too
ahead
long
through the
because
large
I
door
should
that
just find
read
the exit.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Walk. Shut up, narrator.
At this point,
going
Stanley
this
was making
way.
a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Death, here I come. Hup.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow
Yes.
life. Farewell, Stanley.
Bring me death. Drop.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator,
Drop
as
me.
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Stanley pushed the big red button.
Oh, I gotta get up there. Here's the exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking...
I did it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
We're watching the trailer
Employee
again,
number
or the intro.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think as long as we make it to the, as long as we make it to the room, this one, and nothing strange happens, then...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right. Well, guys, I think we're going to call it here. I'm really enjoying the game. I think that we have exhausted the take the right door path in the beginning option. So, yeah, next time we go through, I think we're going to go through the left door, like they say, and try to exhaust all those paths and see if we can end up getting to the new content. Because I don't want to go too far into that new content door until I actually reach the point of playing through all the base game content. I think it doesn't introduce any of the DLC up until you go through that new content door. But I appreciate everybody who came through and watched the video today and watched the stream. If you like the video, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to know the next time I'm streaming or putting out a video, go ahead and hit subscribe because that will notify you. And yeah, I will catch you guys next time.